Oh, good morning YouTube, and welcome along to another episode of Silver Fox Travels. Today, as you can see, I'm in the garage and I've got a little bit of work I want to be doing on the Cub, my Royal Enfield Classic 350. Now, there's a bit of a story behind that bike. I was originally inspired to get one when my mate James, Hainsworth rider, got himself the Classic 350 in the absolutely glorious red and chrome colour. It really does look nice, as that bike. So being a bit of a copycat, I decided I'd have one too, but I went for the gunmetal grey, which I particularly like that colour, and I think it suits the bike. Now, one thing that James has done to his bike recently, which I think has been a very good addition, is he's put on the bar end mirrors, same as the ones that I have on mine, and he's added the windscreen onto his, which I believe is quite a useful thing. It'll certainly keep the wind off a little bit and might make the ride a little bit more comfortable. So what did I do? I followed in his footsteps, and he ordered his windshield from a company called Royal Enfield King in India. And he got it from there. It came through fairly quickly, and he tells me it was quite straightforward to put on. So I've done the same. I now have a great big box here, which I'll just bring into shot, and we'll have a little bit of a box opening, and we'll have a look inside and see what we've got there. So let's take a look and see what we've got inside the box. As you can see, it came really well wrapped, and everything inside has been pretty well covered. First thing you find is the instructions, which are really quite small, so it's going to need a magnifying glass to see them properly. A little thing about the packaging and the postal address and what have you. Then inside the box we've got, this of course will be the windscreen itself. Roll that off. Put that down to one side. We'll have plenty of bubble wrap for later, should I ever need it. There we go, this is the actual windscreen here. Looks in perfectly good order, not a mark on it. Something there which is just the manufacturer's details and what have you, Royal Enfield printed on there as well. Yeah, so that looks pretty good. Put that down. Put it back in its bubble wrap. That to one side. More bubble wrap. We've got the brackets here. As you can see, they look pretty good. Nicely chromed. A bit more about that later. I have plans. Let's see, what else have we got? We've got a bag full of various bits and pieces, all for attaching it together. There's all the nuts and bolts and fastenings and whatever else you might need, all in there. Another bit of paper, basically ticking off all the bits that are there, and oh, just in case you lose it, another copy of the instructions. Right, so let's put this all out of the way for now. And let's just make a bit of room here. Now, these are the brackets that are going to hold the windscreen onto the bike, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with them. They're very nice, very chrome, and That's the one thing that I want to change on them. As much as I like them being chrome, I think I would prefer them to be just a nice gloss black. It would go better with the cowling that's over the headlight. Everything else on the bike is pretty much blacked out, and there's very little chrome on the bike at all, to be honest. So I'm going to paint these myself. My original plan was to have them powder coated, but I think I can manage to get them looking reasonably decent on my own. So the plan is going to be, I have this synthetic steel wool Scotch-Brite pad, which I'm going to use to basically rub all over the chrome, take the shine off as much as I can. As you can see, it's already starting to do on that. And then once I've got that done all over, I'm going to give it a coat of grey primer, and then I'm going to give it a couple of coats of black gloss. Now, I'm hoping that the results will look pretty good. If they don't, then it's down to the powder coaters. But we'll see how it looks. So I'm going to cut now, and I'll get on with this, and we'll take a look at it after I've got the first coat of primer on. So let's get back to it in a moment. Right then, I've now completed painting these two brackets. As you can see, they're here, and they don't look too bad. They're not brilliant, but they're not too bad. Now, the quality of the paint is good. There's nothing wrong with the actual type of paint that I've used, but the finish is looking a bit orange peely, and it's not up to my standards, shall we say. It's good enough, but not to the point where I would want to put it on the bike. So I'm going to go for plan B, and these are going to go to a powder coater, and I'm going to get them powder coated in gloss black, and hopefully they'll look a lot better than they do now. I mean, there's various bits I can see here where, you know, the finish has got like an orange peely finish, and it doesn't look quite right. Call it OCD, call it what you like. I just want it to be spot on, and in my eye it isn't. So powder coaters for these, and we'll get them off there. Well, I'll give them a ring tomorrow, get it organised. Right, so the next task in hand is going to be fitting the connectors onto the actual windscreen. And by the connectors I mean the things that are going to hold the windscreen onto those brackets, and the brackets will then hold the windscreen onto the bike. So let's just get this out of the way. And now, as you can see, I've already done a few of them, and they're ready to just tighten up at the appropriate time. What it comes with is four, don't know if you can see that, there's four little rubber grommets that go into each of the holes, and they just fit like that. The actual bracket itself, or the bracket holder, is just that little thing there. You can see that, and it's held together by just a few nuts and bolts. Now there's a captive nut that goes in the top there, which acts as the pincer, and that's held on with this little bolt here, which I'm only going to tighten up slightly. Now all the sizes for the various Allen screws come with the instructions. I'm not going to bother going through that. If you've got a set of Allen keys, you should be able to do this quite easily. Okay, so having put that bolt in there, just hand tightened, as I say, that holds the pincer together. There's another captive nut that goes in that slot there, if you can see it, and just drop that in there, push the thing through the rubber bung, get the bolt and washer in through the other side, get hold of the appropriate Allen key and just tighten it up. Now, as I say, I've just done these finger tight for now, so that when I've got the brackets on the bike, I can then fit all this onto there, and that's that for that. Now, in order for the brackets to actually mount onto the bike, I'll just move this out of the way. In order for the brackets to mount onto the bike, you have these two brackets which fit actually on the top yoke and hold everything together. Now that comes with a set of longer bolts which replace the existing bolts that are on the bike. So that's as much as I can get done for today. With it being Sunday, I'm not going to be able to call the powder coaters until tomorrow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put everything away for the time being. I'm going to contact the powder coaters first thing in the morning and see if I can arrange for them to get them done quickly. With a bit of luck, I'll have them done ready for next weekend. Fingers crossed anyway, we'll see how that goes. So I'm going to end this part of the video for now, and we'll pick it up again once I've got back from the powder coaters.